There's the container. She just showed up. Here's the 40-foot high cube coming in. Hopefully we make it. Welcome back, everyone. If you're new to the channel, my name's Cole, and this is part 3 of the shipping container project. If you want to see how I got this 8,500 pound container all into place on my own, just keep watching and I hope you enjoy the video. Well, there's the trailer leaving. Oh, we almost got stuck here. That was a little bit of a nightmare, and I am disgustingly sweaty, but I had to get the old half ton to pull the big 3/4 ton. No, he was getting into this soft stuff here and he almost got buried, but we got him back out. Oh, it feels real now. We had a little bit of trouble getting it into place. We were only able to get it over here. I chained up to him and pulled him up the hill, and then he was able to do some jogs and got it right where I wanted, so that was really nice. Then I went over and gave him a hand at the neighbors because it turns out he had a haul back, so he was having some problems getting loaded. I gave him a hand. But yeah, let's take a look at this thing. Let's open it up. All right, well, you know, it's a shipping container like any others, but yeah. She's got some dents and dings. You can probably hear the echo now, but it's sold as water and rodent tight. That's a lot of space. Nice. It's a high cube too, so I can't even touch the ceiling. Oh, yeah. Awesome. So my plan here is I'll probably do a multi-part cable up to a tree back up in the bush, and then I'll hook up to my truck and I'll drive away from the container, and we'll probably have a 3-part line, and we should just be able to slide it in on these timbers. I have 300 of these, so there's lots of extras. I'm gonna get another 3 and set them up, and then once the container is over top the footings, the foundations where I want, we'll just get some high lift jacks and lift it up and pull the timbers out, and we'll do that on either end. Alrighty, we're back down here at the shipping container, and I picked up some stuff to put some waterproofing on the side of it. I got a asphalt foundation waterproofing compound. It tacks up to a nice rubbery coating, so that should work out really nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and mark the container about a foot above grade where we need to paint it all, and we'll get coating. I don't know if a roller is going to work for this or a big thick brush. I don't know. I got a couple of options. We're pretty much just making it up as we go. We'll see how much I wind up on myself. Alrighty. I don't know how entertaining this is going to be, but I wanted to give the shipping container just a little extra waterproofing. I plan on keeping it here for quite a while, so let's see how this goes. Can you stand on it?
No, whether it fell off.
Oh, did you?
Is this scary?
You look like an attack frog.
I stopped using that.
Okay.
You want me to?
I'm gonna need you to hold this right here. Can you hold that? It's hooked on, you just hold it right there, okay? Do you know what this is?
What?
It's a chalk line. Watch.
Wow.
Okay.
Yo, that's a nice one.
You got it holding it? There we go.
Oh, now that's it.
Now we can see that line, eh?
Let's start painting. Come on, you got this. Come on, you got this. Come on, you got this. Wow. This stuff is really black. You guys are lucky that you can't smell it because it smells horrible. Try rolling it though.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say no.
I think it's too thick to roll. I wasn't sure how thick it was gonna be.
I'm just gonna say no to doing that. I'm just gonna grab this, do a little dip.
Yep, don't get it on yourself. And then you gotta get it down in the cracks and everything.
Wait, why are we not doing the other half?
Because it's not gonna be in the ground. Just this.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna bury up to it. We're not, the entire thing's not gonna be buried. Well, you gotta go a little thicker, right? You gotta make sure you can't see the paint through it.
Dad, I found some strong clay over here.
Nice.
I'm doing a rock test. You wanna know how a rock test works, Dad?
How does a rock test work?
So it's where you grab a rock that has a pointy end, and then you use another rock to make it shorter, and then you find some clay underground, then you stab it in, and if it's super soft, then it's called soft clay.
Oh.
But if it's super hard, then it's hard clay that you want.
Taco! I want to introduce our new adopted dog to everyone. This is Taco. He's about 13 weeks old, mixed breed. We don't really know what he is, but he is a wonderful little pup. Very chill. Hey, say hi, Taco. Yeah, you should be seeing him in many, many videos to come. It's gonna be my shop dog. All right, well, we're back down here at the shipping container, and today I want to get this thing winched into that hillside. It's going to be quite the process. I lifted a house a couple of years back with a lifter, and the house, when you walk it up, tends to go one way or the other. So we had to slide it back into place, and lard was his go-to lubricant to slide heavy things. He said it works great. So we're going to try that here. We're going to smear the timbers with some lard. I think we may have to make up some steel plates to even out the force on the timbers and not keep the edges of the shipping container from digging in. It'll kind of be like a set of skates almost, but without any wheels. It'll just be flat steel on timber with some lard between. And I think that'll do a pretty good job of sliding it in where we need. So I'm gonna have to get some rigging done. We're gonna hook up to some trees up in the hill, attach a bunch of pulleys, route the cable, and get my actual full-size truck down here. And we're just gonna try and pull one end, pull the other end, and we're just gonna walk this in. We'll lift it up once we get to the end of the timbers, push the timbers in a little farther, and finish walking it in. So, always sounds good on paper, right? All right, well, I gotta go get those steel skates. Hopefully this all works. I don't know, I've never done this before, but I feel like it'll be good. There should be very little friction between these plates and the timbers with good old no-name lard. Let's see if one jack will do it. That wasn't too hard at all. Oh, it just feels funny. Okay, there is something satisfying about this. Well, if I didn't have any bears around before, I'm gonna now. Oh yeah. That. Well, I think I jinxed myself there saying it was cool out because I just already had to change my shirt. Oh, fat guys sweat a lot. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and do a two-part line on this, which means we're gonna have a pulley connected to the container with a chain, and then our anchor point up in the bush is gonna hold the dead line, and a second pulley that redirects back down to my truck. And what that's gonna do is for every, say, 1,000 pounds I pull with my truck, it's actually pulling the container by 2,000 pounds. And that's because to travel 10 feet in my truck, the container will only move 5. It's really just force over distance, right? If you double the distance you're pulling on one side versus the other, your force on one side doubles versus the other. I don't know if that made sense or not. Okay, let's walk you through this here. So I have that strap tied back to the base of about a 8-inch poplar tree back there, so that should be plenty good. We got one line that goes down to the container to a pulley that comes back up to another pulley that then goes to the truck. So we just doubled the amount of force we'll put on the container. I mean, we're either gonna find out. I'm either gonna break my brother-in-law's cable, break a pulley, and not move anything, or, you know, it moves. So just hope I don't damage my truck in the process, but we should be good. You keep an eye on this for me, and let's see if we can bump it. Oh man, don't you love when a plan comes together? I didn't even hit the throttle on the truck really. That was just the power of in drive. That's really cool. That worked good. We could probably pull this with the mini truck. Yeah, mini truck's a standard. That'd be a bit of a pain in the butt. Pulley hooked up to the container, dead line, pulley, off to the truck. Let's see how that works. Alrighty, drone's in the air. Let's go for pull number 2. rigged up. Pole number 3. Well, pull number 3 was a pretty good success. We're really close. One problem though, those back timbers tumbled over a little bit. Let's go check that out. This side's looking really good, except for here. Those toppled. Oh well, not a big deal. We got to lift this back end back up anyways so that we can slide the timbers over some more. So, oh well. Alrighty. I think you know the routine by now. Let's get jacking. All right, we're all rigged up for pull number 4. Let's go take a look. There we are, hooked up to the truck. Single pull line. That comes back up to a pulley. And I have a strap that goes back to a big balsam back there. And a pulley attached to the far side. So this should help pull it not only in, but slightly back, which we need it to go. That's the thing when you're doing this. I'm constantly changing where I'm pulling from, the angles, to slowly account and wiggle it, not only sideways, but backward a little bit too. Or if it slides somewhere I don't want, I mean, I then got to get it back, so. Yeah, just playing around with angles. Okay, let's do some pulling. Throw that drone up in the air. We're a little close to slipping out that timber, but it's still flat. That, really nice. And were we high enough? Just cleared it. Ever so gently bumped the block, but that's okay. Woo-wee. Well, that's 4 pulls down. All right, you know the routine. Jack it up, move the timbers, and pull again. All right, well, I want to try something here. Now that we have enough room beside it, before we re-rig this, I want to come up and see if we can push it with the little mini X at all. Because if we can, it's going to be a lot easier now. So let's give that a shot. That's exactly what I wanted. Yes. Oh, okay, we're done with the cable. Enough of that. looks really good. So we're done pulling. I think we did 4 pulls. Now we're gonna do push number 1. But the timbers go all the way back to the hillside now, so we shouldn't have to do any kind of rejigging. We're clearing the blocks, and those are all the way to the outside of the concrete. I plan on putting the container more so into the center, so should be good. Let's push. Yeah, well, to be honest, that went better than I thought it was gonna go. It's pretty much right where I want it. Blocks are not 100% centered onto the columns, but that's fine, whatever. Not a big deal. I think it's gonna be really good. Well, I'm super happy with how that went. I mean, there was really no issues. Had to rejig a couple of times, but I knew that was going to be the case, and we winched it in once we had enough room, pushed it with the little Mini X, and yeah, it's pretty much spot on. So the next steps are going to be to build a ramp here on the front of this. We got some blast rock. We can go ahead, start filling that up so that I can store the Mini X in there, and then after that, we're going to go ahead and start backfilling around the container. We're gonna close in that void. I'm gonna lay some weeping tile in. Hopefully I can lay some crushed rock in there, and then just some nice clean sand. It can settle down. It shouldn't have much hydraulic pressure because I'm gonna offer a lot of drainage, and then I'll use a little bit of clay to cap the top so we can hopefully shed the water off more than drain down through. And that should help on the freeze thaw cycles not push the container away from the hillside. And then by the time we get this thing loaded up with all our stuff, I mean, it's going to be significantly heavier than it is, so it's be good. We're going to build up a little road around here, around the container for the Mini, and backfill it all. We just got to order some nice clean fill here in the next day or two. But for now, let's get backfilling that ramp. I got a lot of this pretty nice, you know, 6 to 8 inch minus. And we're gonna use that to fill in the front of the container, build ourselves a nice little ramp so that we can start parking our equipment in there. Keep it out of the weather. If you can do that, then everything you have is gonna last a lot better. Oops, sorry truck. Apparently that is too much. It won't dump it. Never had that happen before. Okay. I knew I loaded it heavy, but uh-oh. All right, well, let's help it out a little bit. Alrighty folks, there we have it. Containers in place. I think it went really well, to be honest. I had a plan, but I was a bit skeptical if it was gonna work or not. Sometimes you never know. I was making it up as I go, and I'm awfully happy with the results. It's exactly where I want it, and the only real things left to do on this are to backfill around the container on the hillside, but I really don't know when I'm gonna get up to that, so figure I'll just leave the video here for now. We're probably not gonna do a ton of work with this container in the near future, so figure we'll wrap it up, and maybe down the road in future videos I have some other plans for this, but as of right now, that's about all. It's good storage, and I'm gonna leave it there. So if you enjoyed that video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe if you don't mind, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.